Welcome to this life-changing story. Take a deep breath and listen closely, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see yourself forever. Most people spend their whole lives investing in everything around them, in their jobs, in their possessions, in other people's opinions. But very few ever stop to invest in the most important thing of all, themselves. This is the story of that investment. The story of what happens when you stop chasing the outside world and begin building the world inside you. There comes a time in life when you feel the quiet voice inside you asking, "Is this all there is?" You might be working, studying, or just surviving. You do what you must, but somewhere deep inside, you feel that something is missing. You feel tired of repeating the same routine, tired of living days that all look the same. And then one day, that voice becomes too loud to ignore. You realize that you've been building everything around you, except yourself. That realization is the turning point. It is the beginning of growth. It is the first moment you understand that your life is not built by luck or by other people, but by your daily habits, your beliefs, and your decisions. The greatest secret in the world is simple. The more you invest in yourself, the more valuable your life becomes. The first and most powerful way to invest in yourself is to feed your mind with knowledge. Reading is not just about collecting information, it's about transforming your thinking. When you read powerful books, you borrow the minds of the greatest thinkers who ever lived. You enter their world, you learn their lessons, and you begin to see your own life with new eyes. Each page you read plants a new seed of understanding. It teaches you that success is not an accident. It's a result of learning, growing, and acting. Start with 10 pages a day. It doesn't matter what book as long as it makes you think. Because when you feed your mind, your world begins to expand. You start speaking differently. You start thinking clearly. You stop reacting and start choosing. Knowledge changes everything. Not immediately, but permanently. The person who reads becomes a person who sees what others don't. The second investment is learning a skill that opens doors. And one of the most powerful skills in the world is English. English is not just a language. It's a bridge between you and the world, between your dreams and the opportunities waiting beyond your comfort zone. When you learn English, you don't just learn words. You learn confidence. You learn how to express your ideas, how to communicate with people from every culture, how to learn from the best teachers, and how to think globally. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Speak a few words every day. Listen to English stories. Read simple books. Watch movies without subtitles. Don't be afraid of mistakes. They are part of the process. Because every sentence you learn builds your courage. And one day, you'll look back and realize that learning English was not just about language. It was about building your voice in this world. Another powerful investment is guidance. You don't have to walk your journey alone. There are people who have already walked the path you're on. They have made mistakes, fallen, learned, and grown. Learning from them can save you years of confusion. A mentor can be anyone, a teacher, a coach, a book, or even someone online whose lessons inspire you. The form doesn't matter. What matters is your willingness to learn. When you listen to mentors, you absorb experience without the pain of repetition. You gain direction. You stop guessing, and you start growing with purpose. But remember this: a mentor cannot walk the path for you. They can show you the door, but only you can walk through it. True growth happens when you take their wisdom and put it into action. There is one skill that every successful person understands, yet many people ignore: the ability to sell. Not just selling products, but selling ideas, dreams, and confidence. Every day, you sell. When you go for a job interview, you sell your value. When you meet new people, you sell your energy. When you teach, motivate, or lead, you sell your belief. Selling is not manipulation. It is communication. It is the ability to make people understand how your idea, your skill, or your product can help them. When you learn to sell, you don't become pushy. You become persuasive. You learn to listen, to understand needs, and to speak with emotion. You stop fearing rejection and start mastering connection. The truth is, no matter what career you choose, your income will grow when your communication grows. And communication grows when you understand the human heart. The fifth investment is financial, but not the way most people think. Many people spend their whole lives working for money, yet they never learn how to make money work for them. Building a second income stream is not about greed. It's about freedom. Freedom from fear. Freedom from depending on one source. Freedom to live your life with peace. You can start small. Use your skills to create value. Teach online, write, design, trade, create content, offer a service. There are endless ways to begin, even with little money. At first, it might feel impossible, but as you learn, you grow. You understand business. You understand value. You start to think like a creator, not just a worker. Every new skill you build, every small project you begin, adds another layer of independence to your life. Because true wealth is not measured by how much money you make. It's measured by how much control you have over your time. When you start investing in yourself, something begins to shift inside you. Your confidence grows. Your thoughts become stronger. You stop blaming others. You stop waiting for luck. You begin to see that everything you wanted, respect, success, freedom, doesn't start outside. It starts within you. You become more disciplined, more focused, more grateful. You start to wake up with energy because you have a purpose. You know that every action, no matter how small, is building the person you're becoming. The more you invest, the more your life changes. Not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you become stronger. Many people want change, but very few are willing to grow. They wait for the right time, the right moment, the right chance. But the truth is, there is no right time. There is only now. Growth never begins when you feel ready. Growth begins when you decide to begin. When you read, your mind grows. When you learn English, your world grows. When you listen to mentors, your direction grows. When you learn to sell, your confidence grows. When you create new income, your freedom grows. Every single one of these is a form of self-investment. And together, they build a version of you that cannot be broken. A version that can survive loss, failure, and fear. Here's the truth. Every time you spend money, you lose it. But every time you spend effort on yourself, you multiply it. When you invest in your mind, your decisions improve. When you invest in your skills, your opportunities expand. When you invest in your health, your energy rises. When you invest in your emotions, your relationships heal. When you invest in your discipline, your dreams come closer. This is the only investment that never fails, because it depends on you. Even if everything around you disappears, your job, your money, your comfort, what you have built inside you will stay. Your strength, your mindset, your knowledge, your courage. Those things cannot be taken away. At the end of the day, the question is simple. Will you spend your life investing in things that fade, or in the one thing that lasts? Yourself? You don't need to change everything today. Just start small. Read one page, learn one new word, watch one English story, listen to one mentor, practice one new skill. Because one small decision, done every day, can transform your entire future. You don't have to be rich to start. You don't have to be perfect to begin. You just have to believe that you are worth it. The moment you decide to invest in yourself, really invest, the world begins to shift in your favor. Doors open, opportunities appear, and the person you were yesterday begins to fade, making room for the person you were always meant to become. Remember this truth. You are your greatest project. You are your greatest investment. You are your greatest responsibility. Don't wait for someone to discover your value. Create it. Don't wait for someone to believe in you. Prove it. Don't wait for someone to change your life. Build it. Because the person who invests in themselves becomes unstoppable. And when you become unstoppable, life stops testing you and starts trusting you. So today, make the decision that will change everything. Read, learn, speak, grow, build. Because in the end, the best investment you can ever make is in yourself.